So today we're here with Ellice Peck. She is a hustler, writer, and science educator. She's also the woman behind the blog and website, The Nerdy Stuff, where she makes science aesthetically pleasing and informative through covering topics such as HIV detectors on a USB device and much more. So let's get started. When did you discover that writing was your passion?
Oh, okay. Well, I've been writing pretty much all my life since I learned to actually write. I have a notebook somewhere of a story that I wrote about a girl and her dog from when I was like 5 years old. So I've always loved to write and read.
Yeah. What do you think makes a person like a good writer? Like, what do you think a person need in order to to become a good writer? You know.
There's like a zillion different posts about this on Pinterest and Instagram and all that stuff. Like, oh, what do you need to do to be a good writer? And a lot of them say you need to read.
Yeah.
And I agree with that a lot because you kind of can't develop who you are yourself as a writer until you kind of see what's out there. And a lot of times, like, you'll pick and choose, like, oh, I love how this person phrased this, or I really like the way they brought that character to life. And then you kind of pick and choose and incorporate bits of that in your writing, and then it sort of molds and becomes your own.
Yeah.
So I think reading is very important. And besides that, daydreaming. Because a lot of it, well, for me personally, like, a lot of it just kind of comes to me in a way. Like, sort of think of stories in your head. It sounds really weird. But, like, you know, once you do that, basically, I guess what I'm saying is have an imagination. It's really afraid to exercise it.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think, especially professional writers, do you think that you can, I don't know, like, inhibit yourself from pushing that envelope of imagination? Because sometimes, you know, you're working on a book, and let's say you're in a contract for a book deal, and you're, like, on a deadline. Like, maybe, I guess, for some people, it's not always the best scenario for them as far as their creativity, because they might feel that pressure. Do you think that for you that would be an issue, or do you think you just need to, like, be able to write without any, like, restrictions or anything like that?
That's probably one of the biggest issues that I face, which is if I don't have anything like pushing me saying, like, all right, you have to do this, then the creativity is there, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I can put out amazing stuff. And then as soon as I kind of tell myself, all right, this is your goal, you now have to do this, all of a sudden I'm like, well,
what am I gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a blank page. It's just looking at me like, so we gonna do something now? Like, what's going on?
Right, right. So I'm part of the Bill Nye the Science Guy generation, and I really like how he taught us about science, but in, like, a really fun and, like, engaging and very zany kind of television show. And are you, like, with the nerdy stuff, are you trying to bring that type of approach for, like, the educating people on science? Like, is that your angle, like, from a zany perspective, or is it like a completely different angle that you're coming from?
I want to say both, because I do plan to have a kids section, and that would be going along with kind of like the fun, just kind of out there Bill Nye the Science Guy. I love that guy. Did you know he has a new show?
Yes, on Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh.
Sorry guys, we're nerding out right now.
But geared more towards, like, the teenagers and the adults.
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to make it be something that is informative, but easy to read to the point where you don't exactly realize that you're learning.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
But that's my ultimate goal. I want it to be as if you're kind of like sitting back, scrolling through a fashion blog, or just like flipping through any old magazine, and you're like, you come away from it going, how did I know that fact?
Right.
Oh, I must have just read it, but just kind of like learn through osmosis.
Right. Especially like I think that came up when I did Ellice's logo for the nerdy stuff, the blog and everything, and like your audience. Do you still believe that right now your audience is mostly women, and are you still trying to target them in a certain way? Like especially like for me when I was on the site and you had the article about like acne and had this like really pretty picture of a model, and I was just like I was engaged with the article just because of like how the model looked, but it was like
that was my goal.
Yeah, like it was like you ended up reading about acne and like something interesting happening with acne, but you wanted to read it because the picture was very captivating. So with that being said, do you think that I think it kind of works what you're trying to do, but do you think it will really, really, really like grab onto people? Do you really think it's like you said, osmosis like will be very sneaky, like
I don't know. I guess time will tell. I mean, it looks like it worked once.
Yeah.
The other feedback that I got on that particular post was that it's like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that. I kind of want to go check that out more.
Right.
It's the goal.
Yeah.
And I'm still working on it.
Yeah. So you wrote on the blog that our goal is to change the way science is presented to the public into something that can be both aesthetically pleasing and informative, and at the same time. And you said science is already beautiful. We just have to present it that way. So with that being said, what do you think? Why do you think people are not that interested? Like they don't see the beauty in science. Like why is it that people are like? Because for me, especially, if you just show me a book and you tell me like, oh, this is genes and this is like how genes are like structured, I'm like already bored. But it's like I always wonder why things always. I guess it's like everything has to be visually appealing.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that's kind of like your mission is to just show how beautiful science is, and that it's not really that boring. It's actually very interesting. But I guess my question is just like, why do you think people are? It's like they have to be like sold on the beauty of it versus like the fact that this crap is interesting, beautiful or not. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think a lot of that is more recent because if you look around us on social media and everything like that, everything is really fancy or colorful. It grabs your attention. Yes,
even
it's
their
like
Instagram pages are curated.
Yes, exactly. And if you scroll, like even me myself when I'm scrolling through Instagram, if a picture doesn't capture my attention, I'm not going to read the caption that's underneath it.
Right.
So it has to be something that's visually appealing, and I think we're just kind of falling into that as a whole.
Yeah.
Like this our age, like the modern day society, and probably before it probably wasn't like that. Back in the days when it was just here, have a textbook, like this. But also the way it's been presented all along, like I've always loved science, but the way I've always seen it presented is in a kind of a masculine way. Like there's gears and techy stuff, and it's all like goes along with the trucks that the boys play with, and, and the men in the white coats and the lab coats and with the goggles.
Yeah.
You don't see women or anything that's going to say like, hey young lady, this is something you can do too.
Right.
And I kind of want to change that and make it appeal to women so that they can be like, oh, I can get into this as well.
And it's funny you say that because the movie with Tara P. Henson and about the scientists behind that rocket.
Yeah, Hidden Figures?
Hidden Figures. Yes. Like, even in that movie, I didn't watch it, but like I read in a review that someone was like, oh, it's still like ended up being like this white guy coming to save the day because the way they put, even though these women, they are the heroes, Hollywood still managed to find a way to insert some white guys that like had to like, it's like, oh, this makes it even extra relevant because this is like was validated. You know, like you're validated by like this man or so forth. And I think that's kind of like that sucked. Like, why couldn't that movie just be only about? I mean, it wasn't only about these women who were like the brains solving like these mathematical problems that no one could solve, and in this other area, they weren't even like really with everyone else. And it's like still though that other side of it where it's like
it's not enough.
It's not enough. Like they still had to include the other person's like story into it, and I don't know. Maybe I'm going on a tangent, but I like the fact that you are like as a female, and this is so as a black female, like talking about science, you want to like bring it from that perspective as like a young black woman, as a woman into science. I want to show it from this perspective for other women who might be, or young girls who are interested. So tell me more about your blog and nerd stuff and what you hope to achieve with it this year.
Okay, well, let's see, where do I start? The blog itself is, like you said, basically taking the difficult topics of science and translating them for the layman, just like the average person. When I was in journalism class, they said, whenever you write an article, aim for a 15-year-old's level of understanding. Make sure that if a 15-year-old read that, they would understand absolutely everything.
Right.
And try to answer all the questions that they would have. So that's what I try to do in each article. You should let me know if I've achieved that. Well, not 15, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like, let me know.
It's easy to read when I like the articles I've read.
Okay.
So
mission accomplished so far. And for this year, my biggest goal is to be consistent.
Okay.
I started out setting the bar, I think, way too high for myself, being that I was just starting out and getting into the swing of things. And I ended up sort of like burning myself out, and I kind of got overwhelmed. It was like, well, geez, I feel like I can't do any of this. So I've reduced my, sort of shrunken my goal, or expand, however to say it, from doing one post a week to doing one a month. And then, that's kind of how magazines come out anyway. It's like one a month or one a quarter or something like that. But that way I'll have time to like conduct the interviews, do my research, and put everything together and format it the way I want.
Plus you're by yourself, so it's not like you have a team of people running around explore different stories and ideas. Just one person, so I get like, let me just tackle this one one at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
As a person obsessed with science and writing about the topic, what do you think you offer the science community?
Okay.
And especially for people looking to consume science in a more innovative and interesting way.
What do I offer the science community? That is a good question.
So I don't have to think about that one.
Yeah, because it's two-sided.
Mm-hmm.
In one way, on one side, I want to offer them science from the perspective of a black female, because yes, there's like about that many female science writers out there, but then when you look for the black ones of color, it's like, hi, anybody there?
Right.
Yeah, so I kind of want to open that door,
right,
and be like, all right, the rest of you, come with me,
right? Spearhead it in a way.
Yeah, no, that's a better word.
Yeah.
And from the science perspective, I just really want to make it as enjoyable as possible. I want to make it be like you're sitting down reading a story or a novel, almost as if you're reading science fiction, but then you're like, wait, but this stuff is actually real.
Real, yeah.
Yeah, just I want to make it
Sounds
enjoyable
so passionate.
and beautiful.
Yeah.
So.
Can we expect to see any like sort of programs or workshops that are like STEM related by the nerdy stuff?
I have a goal way in the future, which would actually be to launch a YouTube channel which combines music with science. As for workshops, with that, I would be bringing together. It wouldn't just be me.
Right.
It would be a whole team of people like I want. I want to make it like science music videos.
Right.
And it's actually, there's been research done and shown that one learns better when there's music involved.
Right.
Like you learn the ABCs as a song.
Kamiko knows the states through a song.
You see? I need to learn that song. But yeah, so that would kind of like be another angle that I want to branch out in.
Yeah.
With that.
So you have a lot of ideas as far as like where you see the nerdy stuff, like, you know, going in the future. And speaking about the future, where do you think the future of science is leading? Especially with like all these new advents, you know, the virtual reality things, maybe possibly a form of therapy for people.
I had heard about that actually. I think that that's amazing. It's not exactly. I was gonna say it's a movie. It's not a movie. It's an anime.
Okay.
Like my favorite.
Now we're really nerding up.
Yes.
Now we're talking about Japanese anime. So.
But it's sort out online, and in the second season, there's a girl. Sorry about any spoilers. Cover your ears now. There's a girl who's terminally ill, and she is able to play the game, the online game, sort of online,
Right.
through a virtual reality.
That's
machine.
really cool.
Yeah, and it's her and several other patients who are all terminally ill.
Right.
And they kind of like band together in the game and everything like that. But you find out at the end that the whole reason that they were there is because it was basically supposed to help with their treatment and take away pain and be a distraction for them.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, that would be amazing if we could do that.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking, but amazing for the people who, you know, to give them a step out of what their reality is and into something else. As for the other different things with where science is going, I love everything that we're doing with exploring space right now. We just need to stop polluting it.
I know. It's like we already like damaged Earth.
Yes.
To the point like eventually you might not be able to. And when I say you might not be able to live here, like all the wealthy people will not be living here.
Exactly.
All the poor people will be dying on the planet. I'm just telling y'all what it is. But like, you know, but the funny thing is, speaking about movies too, like there's that movie that what's his name? I forgot this actor's name, but he played. They're all like in space, and they are like, I think they brought back like a drone or something that was exploring space, and like exploring a planet, and they brought it back. And there was a sample, like a life sample from the planet.
I know what you're talking about.
I didn't see the movie, but I was just like, I was like, speaking about exploring space, I was like, that kind of freaked me out. Because like this organism was like so strong, like broke the guy's hand, like in a containment field. I was like, I'm not with it. And of course, it was a black guy, like
expendable, right?
I was like, okay, great. Of course, the black guy, of course, wants to investigate the organism. That wouldn't happen in real life. I just want to tell y'all right now.
Going that way now, so yeah.
Like you bringing organisms from other planets now? No, boo. A lot of people like that's where we draw the line. That is it. I am done.
Unless you have the crazy ones like me, because I would be.
Yeah. See. Yeah. So, do you think that mainstream science has made science only about, I love this, about the progress of technology? Because for me, I think now people think science is only about tech. And that is annoying. Because I'm like, that is not what science is about. It's not about the new camera phone or camera that came out that got 18,000 pixels. Like, it's not really about that.
Yes. I could not agree with you more, and it is so annoying and frustrating because it's like, okay, before there was technology, there was the earth, there were the plants, there were the trees, there were the bacteria, there's you and everything amazing that goes on in your body. When you really start breaking it down and find out how much it takes, just even while you're sleeping, the amount of things that your brain is doing, and
how much energy is burnt.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And so, but it's like, okay, now we have virtual reality and the gadget, and then not to mention all the chemicals that they put together and say, all right, this is medication for your ailment. Oh, but by the way, it gives you about 30 more ailments, which we have to give you 65 more medications for.
So, speaking about, the excessive medication,
Yeah.
science and medicine, you and I both lost our moms, and I wanted to know what your thoughts were regarding science and medicine. Do you think that the current methods are the answers to diseases like cancer, which I can tell somewhat no.
So somewhat no. We'll give it away. No, because from my experience, when my mom got cancer, they gave her radiation and chemotherapy, and the chemotherapy actually made her so sick that her heart stopped. Like
my mom too.
See, so it's clearly it's not the answer because it's tearing down the rest of your body's defenses. And then the funny thing about it is, when they put out the statistics, they'll say, "Oh, there are fewer people dying of cancer," but they're not included. For one thing, they're not including all of the cancers, the different cancer types in these statistics. They'll say like, okay, skin cancer
Right.
or breast cancer, and then when people get chemo,
Right.
and then they catch a cold and it turns into pneumonia,
Yeah.
they're listed as a death from pneumonia.
Pneumonia, right.
Not the fact that they had cancer that was already tearing them down.
Yeah.
So, and from what I've understood, there's been a lot of success with people who go on natural diets when they catch the cancers early enough. At least to the point where they're able to like make a change in their diet. Unfortunately, with my mom, we didn't find out in time. We tried, but it was already so advanced.
So advanced. Was your mom's cancer aggressive like my mom's?
The funny thing about it is it started out, it was cervical cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And the tumor, they said, was so big that they couldn't operate on it.
Wow.
And so they're like, okay, well, we're just going to put you on radiation. And then they started her on that. And then they started her on chemo. And then she got too sick to continue the radiation. And then once she got a bit better, then she went more on radiation. But in the meanwhile, we were changing her diet. And she did get a good deal better in tumor shredding for about 3 years or so. But then when we went back for more testing, they found out that it had gotten bigger again and it had spread.
Wow.
So I suppose that would be what you would call aggressive?
Yeah. Yeah. My mom's cancer was like growing in a matter of weeks. It was crazy. So if you find out you have cancer, don't fuck around. Like just go and get. Even though, like Elise said, if depending on where you are, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just saying, for me, I think if it's early, I would just completely change my diet because you can, Dr. Sebi was healing people with cancer and just changing their diet. But if you're
from now,
yeah, you should change your diet in general, just so you can live longer. Eat to live, not the other way around. But if you got stage 4 cancer, that's a whole nother ballgame. It's real in the field.
There have been people that have come back
from stage 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but I guess it all depends.
So, for me, my life has completely changed since my mom has passed. But after your mom passed, how did you get back in focus? Do you think there's goodness in the loss?
Well, it's been a little over a year, so a lot of times it still feels pretty fresh.
Mm-hmm.
But when, after that happened, their focus wasn't even a word. It was basically just wake up and realize, oh, well, darn, I'm awake again. But let's see. I was around the time when she passed. I was going through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just family that was taking a hit. It was where I lived. We were being evicted from where I lived. My job was falling apart. Every aspect of your life can get hit.
It was changing.
It all got hit at once.
Yeah.
And But the funny thing about it is a lot of those things had caused me a great deal of stress.
Yeah.
Whereas, like with my job, I hated it. It was terribly stressful. I was running back and forth between that and trying to take care of my mom, dealing with Medicaid and, oh God, all of that.
Yeah.
And trying to get help for her and stuff like that, and all the phone calls and just all the rules surrounding it. That was difficult. Where we lived, the landlord was really giving us a difficult time, and once we moved and my job ended and my mom passed, I was kind of in a woe is me mentality, like, well, gee, my whole life just fell apart.
Yeah.
What do I do now? But then I had a friend who kind of sort of smacked some sense into me in a way. She said, you're the type of person, you seem to me like you're the type of person who just wants to sit around and be sad all the time. Do you not realize that everything you've had that was stressing you, boom, 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 she started listing them out. She was like, it's all done now. Are you just going to sit here looking for more raindrops when your rainbow is right there, or are you going to go and get your rainbow?
Yeah.
And I was just like,
you get that, folks?
That makes a
Look
lot
at
of
that
sense.
damn rainbow.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And so I literally went like the next day and made this whole, like, I still have them on my wall, like all these colorful index cards, like, this is what I want to do and that's what I want to do and this is how we're going to do it. And then I made this little thing where it's like, oh, I am creative, I am brave, like everything that I felt that I was not, I wrote the opposite down on an index card and I stuck it up.
Affirmation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I put it right in front of my bed where I could see it, and that kind of woke me up, because I was like, I don't want to be sad all the time.
Yeah.
I don't like being sad all the time, and I'm still sad a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of was like,
but it's not over.
Right.
Yeah, like,
yes.
It's like you realize, my mom died and I was just like,
the worst thing that could possibly
yeah.
happen to me has happened and I'm still alive.
Yeah, like, it's like, but the shit's still moving. Like, I'm making an episode right now. Like, it's still going. So
Yeah.
just know that in life you have big losses, but it's not over, because that's not what your parent who passed or whoever your loved one, that's not what they want for you. Like, they want you to keep it pushing and make them proud. Because I know your mom is looking at you right now and is very happy, and I know my mom is happy because she just knows the type of woman she
probably
is.
hanging up out there like,
So, that was a mushy moment. I feel good. But moving on, besides cats and coffee, share with us what keeps you grounded and motivated these days.
Drawing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's literally the biggest thing. Anytime where I'm not taking care of my cats or drinking coffee or tea, I've kind of got more into tea lately. I am busy drawing.
So, we're coming down to the last of the questions. Why do you care if people are interested in science or not? And do you think Black people in America should pay more attention to science, and why?
Why do I care if people are interested in science or not? Because it's important. It's literally your entire body. If we didn't have science, well, science is like the study
Yes.
of everything that goes on. But it's literally what makes you tick. It's what connects everything around us. And I just feel like that's a really big deal, and people need to pay more attention to that.
Yeah.
Because for me, because it's fascinating, and if it's not fascinating to you, well, that's okay, but it's still important. It's kind of like the whole thing of people saying, you need to know what's going on in the world, you have to like stay woke and all that, because it's important and it's relevant. So science is relevant in terms of finding out if a new pesticide is going to affect you negatively, or if something has been recalled because something spilled in it. I think with the Centers for Disease Control, a couple of years ago, there was this huge scandal because they found there was anthrax that was just left in a cupboard, unattended to, unlabeled, and there was a whole investigation that went into it. Yeah,
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what?
You need to know about these things. It's important. And yeah, that's why I care if you care or not, because, I mean, it's your life, but you might want to keep living it. So.
And Black people, do you think we should care more or like pay more attention to it? Because I think it's amazing. It kind of reminds me of the time when I told the story of the time, like, me and math are like not friends. But,
Me neither.
and I still really think that I just suck at math, I'm never gonna be good. And then like one year I had this really good teacher in high school, and he was teaching, like the way he taught me, I was like this joint in math, like I was getting 90s and stuff. And then like I was talking, but before him, I was talking to my girlfriend's dad one day with the Regents math book. The Regents, like your Death Star to come in right now. So then like,
you can edit that, but.
So then, like, he saw me there struggling. I was doing homework just at their house, and I was like, I can't do this. He's like, girl, you could do this. I said, no, I can't. He was like, girl, you just forgot how to do this. And like, even now that I'm older and I started to learn more about African antiquity and our early civilization, it's like, Black people, do you know that we created math and science? Like, do you know this? Bomb. I just dropped the fact. Yeah, it just blew up in your face. Yes, we did that. So don't let people tell you that, especially us, that we can't do anything. We can do everything. We dominate almost every sport. Like, I'm just saying, like, exactly. So like, it's just amazing to me, like, that early science, like, study, like, Egyptians, like, they were doing this stuff, and now we're here doing some formulas. Like, oh, I can't do it.
We get told that we can't do it. Not always explicitly, but it's like, kind of like through subliminal messaging in a way. For example, a big thing with me is I find it very important to recognize that everybody has a different learning style.
Right.
And if you are not presenting the material in a way that suits each person's learning style, not only might they not pick up on it at all, but they're definitely going to be slower to get it, because now they have to sit there and try to think around it and figure it out and approach it from their way of learning. And then if you tell them, no, that's the wrong way to do it, then they're just going to be like, well,
and you mess with their whole
then.
confidence and
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
And when we see ourselves not moving as quickly as the people around us, so like if you're sitting in math class and somebody else is over there and, oh, they figured it out, and then you say, wait, but how did you do that? Oh, I don't know. Because their learning style was that it matched up with the way the teacher explained it to them,
right.
And they picked up on it just like that. They don't really know how they did it. So now if they can't explain it to you, you're automatically going to think to yourself, well, I guess I can't do it.
Right.
And then you stop trying because you get discouraged, or maybe you say, I'm going to try anyway, but you get the wrong answer.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, there goes proof that I can't do it. And so I think that happens a lot, and that's probably also why people are pushing now to get Black people into the STEM
More
fields.
STEM field, STEM research,
Because just in general, Black people have sort of been
which sort of sports a lot, Like
too.
we don't need to just do basketball guys and tennis. Even as the joint, but I'm just saying, like, you could build rocket ship for me, like something, like some AC, some air conditioners in the hood would be helpful.
Yeah, nowadays though, if you try to make that out of whatever you got at home, they'd be like, terrorists.
Yes. Meanwhile, Africa, they be having scraps and those little African boys be building robots and stuff. We ain't got no excuses here in the States. I don't want to hear nothing. Like, it's so funny. But so we're gonna wrap it up. But first, let me say thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Please share with our viewers how they can connect with you.
Okay, well, you can find my blog at www.thenerdystuff.com, and you can follow me on Instagram, which is We Are Nerdy. And that's, if you want to follow my personal Instagram, no, never mind.
And please follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Toya Design Co. #RavenMaven. Don't forget to share and like this video with all your friends, and stay tuned because we have a lot more interesting guests coming on. So thank you for hanging out with us today.